Amber Heard is losing hope and is looking for a loophole to make this all better. Even her lawyers have given up on her. Elaine Bredehoft could be heard saying, "I'm trying." I'm trying during her times questioning Amber on the stand.
Do you recall? I'm trying.
Aside from that, many witnesses heard her and Amber have an argument which ended up with her saying, "Represent yourself if you want," because Amber blamed them for the bad press. Amber took things into her own hands and did what she thought was right, change all her stories in court, even after she testified the old version of the story, the first one being the sole reason why they are at court today. Amber describes to us the first time Johnny Depp hit her.
And that was how, our relationship kind of started to develop in that first year.
Do you remember the first time that he physically hit you?
Yes.
Please tell the jury about it.
She said that the first abuse took place because of Johnny's Wino Forever tattoo, which was Winona Forever. At first, a tattoo dedicated to his ex-girlfriend Winona Ryder. Johnny just hit her, apparently after asking what the tattoo was about as they were drinking alcohol. That day on the stand, Amber said she will never forget that moment. But during her cross-examination, she reveals that she's taking back that statement and wants to say that the abuse took place earlier in the relationship, but she didn't want to admit to herself that it was actually happening.
Still, this is the first act?
Objection, leading.
Sustained.
What was the first act?
Objection, asked and answered.
Sustained.
How do you remember the first act of violence?
Well, you never forget it. That's how I remember it. It changes your life forever. You never forget the first time someone hits you like that. I just had the date wrong.
You can't just change statements. The jury won't buy your story. Lawyers can easily read between the lies and call out her fakeness, too, especially Camille Vasquez. Camille was presenting photo evidence of Amber during her cross-examination. Honestly, her claims of bruises and scars from the abuse remain unnoticeable, the images shown. There are a few red marks, but you can't really see what they are. Maybe makeup, maybe dirt, we aren't sure. But now, Camille presents two photos that have a huge difference. She placed the photos side by side, and before she could even say anything, Amber already defended herself, saying that the other one was taken during a different day. Amber claimed earlier in this trial that she took more photos with different lighting.
Testify that they were taken the same day. Didn't you testify that you took different lighting, pictures in different lightings on May 21?
That is correct, yes.
And you're wearing two thin necklaces in this picture on the right, is that correct?
That is correct.
You testified that these pictures were taken the same night.
Amber defends herself more after Camille showed two edited photos side by side.
The one on the right looks like it was taken in the daytime because I can see the daylight behind me.
So Amber already said before that she took multiple photos of the aftermath of the abuse, but now she says it's not an experiment. It was just a coincidence. The internet thinks she's lying and that they're both the same photo with saturation editing. They're saying Amber Heard's photos showing bruising to her face were taken at different times of the day. Overlay them on top of each other in Photoshop and lower the opacity. During another day, you can see Ben Chu react as if he was shocked about what Amber said. Camille was asking Amber questions about the night of her 30th birthday. According to Johnny, Amber just hit her out of nowhere and even threw a haymaker punch at him.
I didn't want you to fucking go to Coachella without fucking talking to me, because I left you because you were fucking, you fucking haymakered me, man. You came around the bed and fucking started punching.
There's an audio recording of the things that transpired where we can hear what Amber actually did. But in court the other day, Ben and the other lawyers were shocked to hear Amber deny the recording, saying that this was recorded on a different day.
Not having that conversation with Johnny. I'm not denying anything. I'm not saying anything. I'm not having that conversation with Johnny. I was trying to get out of that hotel room. That was a mediation attempt. That was the recording you just heard. It was us meeting in a hotel.
Ben couldn't hide his reaction anymore.
Conversation with Johnny. I'm not denying anything. I'm not saying anything. I'm not having that conversation with Johnny. I was trying to get out of that hotel room. That was a mediation attempt. That was the recording you just heard. It was us meeting in a hotel.
But you're talking about your 30th birthday.
No, we're not.
You're not talking about going to Coachella and...
Johnny's talking about that. I am not arguing with him about any of that.
Right.
Then we have the makeup drama. The ongoing saga of the Milani Cosmetics brand and Amber Heard doesn't seem like it's ever going to stop soon. We saw Amber's lawyer presenting it to the jury and to everyone else in the court.
She's an actor. Do you honestly think she would have left her apartment ever without makeup? Do you think that she ever would have wanted other people to see her bruises and her cuts? This was what she used. She became very adept at it, and you're going to hear the testimony from her.
She said that it was the exact palette Amber used to cover up her bruising each and every time Johnny beat her. Then Milani called them out, saying that the product was produced after the divorce. Then Amber went on the stand and said her own version of the story. Amber held a palette and said that it wasn't the same one she used, but it had the exact same colors. And those colors were so different from the ones her lawyers showed. The palette Amber brought are colors that can be used for a bruised kid and not concealing.
They put foundation first, concealer, and then on top of that, I used a bruise kit. Not a bruise kit, it's a theater makeup kit, a color correction kit, but I called it my bruise kit.
I guess she didn't see Milani's TikTok because if we were in her position, we'd be so embarrassed. It's obvious that Amber rewrote the story of the palette to fit her fake story even more. Before we move on to the other narratives she's changed, let's first go back to the basics again. Remember when Amber Heard said she wasn't a fan of Johnny Depp when they met? She exaggerated and said she didn't even know him. But now, we find something that can ruin her. There's a video of her saying that she definitely knew who the actor was and that she's a big fan.
Were you a fan of Johnny's growing up?
I mean, who isn't a fan of Johnny's? That's a given. You know, he's been a cultural icon and a talented actor since I can remember.
We can find that evidence online that can be used against her. She also said that she didn't know of him or watch his movies. But photos of her standing in front of a photo of Johnny during the premiere of Public Enemies resurfaced to reveal her lie. The internet is crazy for this. So, has she been lying since day one? They met after Amber had auditioned for her role a few times, and she said as Johnny was there, and that she was a fan of him. In this day and age, is there anyone who doesn't know Johnny? I would call her out after just hearing the phrase from her mouth. The last story she changed is the most important one. Amber accused Johnny of violating her using a bottle of alcohol.
Backwards on the bar, meaning my chest was up. I was staring at the blue lights and my chest was on this.
The bottle can be seen in evidence and it is still in perfect condition, no scratches or marks or anything. And this is a heavy accusation. We know. The confusing part is, this wasn't part of the Sun trial before. This piece of evidence can help her win so quickly. We're starting to question why he didn't accuse him of sexual violence that night in Australia. How come she never told anyone? Because of that, it looks like she just made it up for this new trial. Amber came prepared, so when the lawyers prove her wrong the first time, she's ready to surprise us all with the new stories she's brewed. That's all we have for you right now. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.